What's up, guys? Alright, I figured I'd do a quick video of what all happened with my stuff at the race yesterday. Well, a whole weekend, I guess, but race was mainly yesterday. So the RC10 Talk Fall Brawl at Insanity Racetrack in Boonton, New Jersey. So I ran two-wheel drive, the Y2K two-wheel drive, with the B2 and the long arm B3 back there, stadium truck with the 10T, Y2K with the T3. I really, for whatever reason, I really wasn't happy with my buggies, kind of at all. And my B2 is usually really good there. That being said, as the season goes on, that truck gets continually worse, right? So, and it, even when he tries repairing it, the repairs don't last long. It's baseball field clay. It just doesn't repair well, right? So by the end of the season, you're left with a pretty rough track. And last year, I ran my B15 at the Fall Brawl, and it worked really well. And I kind of wanted to run that again this year, but I had been like robbing parts off it and stuff. So, because I've been wanting to kind of redo it a little bit, so I didn't really care about stealing parts from it. But like as the race got closer, I was like, man, I kind of wish I wouldn't have been stealing parts off of it. I almost thought about running my kid's World's car because he didn't go. And I thought I had, for the longest time, I had a Lexan under tray on his car. And I had taken it off the last time I tore it down and like cleaned it up and rebuilt it. Or actually for Roostapalooza. It was like before the Roostapalooza race in April at Insanity. I was gonna run his car actually, because that Composite Craft Worlds car wasn't finished, and I ran his car in practice and everything, and it was pretty good. But as the day went on Sunday, race day, the track was becoming like a motocross track, and it just wasn't liking the short arms on the buggy. Just were not cutting it. And I almost don't even remember what I ran. I don't remember what I actually finished out the day with for that race. Actually, it might have been my B15. But regardless, I thought I had that under tray here, but I must have threw it away because I looked all over the place down here Saturday after practice, because I thought I'll just race this car, because I kind of thought it'd be better than at least a B2. I was just gonna kind of suffer through with the long arm car. And it's, where the track was good, or like where the track was still nice, obviously no problem. Or maybe like run it up but not too bad. But just at certain spots, yeah, you catch tire in one of the ruts, and I don't know. I think a lot of it is the weight. They're so much lighter than the tub cars, and sometimes it's actually good to have a little bit of a heavier car. And the suspension is a little stiffer. Yeah, I probably could have softened it up a little bit, but oh well. So, but I made the mains with both of them. I think I qualified 5th with the long arm, and finished 5th. And the B2, I think I qualified 6th and finished 6th or 7th. So pretty much like right around where I qualified. The stadium truck, the Y2K. So typically I'll run this in stadium truck, but since I actually had this together, And with trying to grow the Y2K stadium truck class, there was the one reason why I added it is because guys, some of like the more local guys were asking about starting a class because they got either T4s at home, triple XTs, whatever. They had rear motor trucks that they could be using in that class. So I was like, okay, well, I'll make the class. I'll, get the trophies and stuff. And there was 3 trucks the first year, or in June. And yeah, because I didn't do it for the Roostapalooza race. So I did it for the Vintage Shootout. And there was 3 trucks. And I was kind of hoping there'd be more for this one, because it kind of seemed like there would be. But once again, there was 3 trucks. And if I hadn't had finished up this one to run that one in Y2K, there wouldn't have even been enough there for a class. So I think I might. I think I'll give it one more shot. I'm hoping to do another 3 races like we did this year. So, one in April. I'm hoping we can maybe push that off to like the beginning of May, or at least the very end of April, so it's a little bit warmer, but we'll see. So hopefully we'll get another 3 races in. I'm not worried about running a Y2K for the Roostapalooza, but for the Vintage Shootout, I'm going to try it one more time. And if nobody brings their stuff out, then I'm just done with it. Because at that point, you're not really racing for anything, and just kind of wasting money on trophies. So, but I qualified second and finished second with that. This kind of like those two. The T3 being as though it's a truck, you could kind of get away with. You catch ruts and stuff like that, and it kind of just goes through it because of the larger tires and that kind of stuff. It soaks it up a little bit better. With my buggies, that wasn't happening. So, yeah. But, other than that, it ran pretty much like it normally does. There's really only like one spot on the track that gave me any problems. And you just had to kind of tiptoe through it. And it didn't help that my tires were basically burned off. And I didn't have other ones to put on it. So, yeah, I just kind of suffered through that. But on to the 10T, I was really happy with how this thing ran. Ended up, me and Ronaldo were Dr. Mosfet, for those that watch his channel. First qualifier, I think he got me by like 2/10, I think. And then Mark Baldwin came in and reset TQ in the second heat of Stadium Truck. And then I had a really good run, second qualifier. And then I reset TQ. And then had a really good race. First or second lap, I like flipped over in this after the one tabletop, and took a little bit of time to get marshaled. So I was, and Mark had taken over the lead, and it took me a little while to catch him, but he got kind of, I don't know, traffic was kind of slowing him down or something like that. But I was able to catch up to him, and he had a bobble, and I was able to get around him, and then I was able to hold on and take the win. So that was pretty cool. And this thing ran freaking great. And this is kind of where I'm going back to, like, that weight thing. Like, this has a lot more weight to it than that T3. And that's why I kind of wish I didn't want to. The cars get kind of beat up at Insanity. The track's pretty abrasive, so I didn't want to run my kid's car without a chassis protector. So, but I think I probably would have done better in at least two-wheel drive buggy if I would have just had a tub car with some extra weight to it. So I think what's probably going to happen is I'm going to work on my B15 more, and get new shocks put on it, since I robbed the front shocks off it to put on that when I put the blue shocks on it. And I robbed some other stuff out of it. I don't remember. I don't remember everything, but so there's some stuff, electronics. I don't think there's any electronics in it now. Yeah, the front shocks are missing. So, but I did put some titanium turnbuckles on it, so that's a plus. But yeah, so it seemed like everyone had a good time. Nick DeVito from Moto Obscura, he's usually the one that does like a lot of our winners photographs and video from there. He's usually the ones that is taking them, and he wasn't able to make it this weekend. So I tried getting the live stream to work, or the video of the live stream to work, but I think it has something to do with the internet, because they just have like a hotspot kind of deal in there until probably next year at this point. So I filmed a couple of the A mains, and Mark Baldwin's wife Sarah videoed the rest. So I got all the A mains on that video of all the A mains. So I'm going to try and put together some kind of video. It probably won't be as good as Nick does with all the Gran Turismo music and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'll try and throw something together so everyone can see how the mains played out. And for the most part, they look pretty good. So I think that was about everything I wanted to talk about. So yeah. So big thanks to everyone that came out to the race and saw some new faces. That's always good. And yeah, everyone's looking forward to getting started again next year. So yeah. All right. See you guys on the next one.